Shalom, 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 peace. Yeah, it's that time again. That's right. Let me give my people a couple minutes to come on in before we get on with this next episode. Again, my name is I Acquire Mouth. For those who don't know, IQ, as I'm also known as. You can call me either one. Call me your brother at the end of the day. All right. It's another episode number 7. Starting to get complete now with the Don't Shoot the Messenger episodes. All right. This is the platform where you're going to get all your current event information. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh Shai, whose name, I should say, is Yahweh, in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, whom the world is commonly calling Jesus Christ. Okay. What's the matter? Some of y'all are still stuff from your little glazed ham and spiced ham from yesterday. Still on the hunt for the Easter eggs. I mean, what's going on? Where y'all at? All right, let me find out. Somebody's caught up out there. Let me see. Now, if you're on Facebook, I am not logged on Facebook, but if you're in the house, shalom to you. But let me see if I can log on. Maybe I'll catch you on there before I begin. Let's see here. All right, let me find out. Somebody with me. Daniela, shalom. What's happening tonight? All right, good to see you, brother. Guess it's me and you for right now, man. Go on and jump in the passenger seat, man. You can ride shotgun with me. We're gonna go ahead and get rolling, man. I don't want to keep too long, but it's time to get busy. All right. Let me start off sharing my screen. We'll get right to it. Again, my name is IQ. I Acquire Mouth. Trying to get right in this new season, new year, purging out continually with 11. It's that time. Hopefully you and yours have done the same or are doing the same or prepared to do the same. Okay. Manathia, shalom. What's up, sis? How you doing? We're gonna go ahead and get ready. All right. So let me share my screen. Maybe I don't even need to share my screen. In the news today or of late, one of the Migos got in a fight with his girlfriend in the elevator. How's that for news? Is that what y'all want to hear? That's not it. Kanye's divorcing Kim K. Is that what y'all want to hear? I can't tell. Y'all gotta share this share these streams, share this information with my people. I don't know if you guys want to hear the common thread. You want to hear the Wendy Williams talking head stuff, or you want to hear the real stuff? Let me find out that y'all are entertaining by this other foolishness. But nonetheless, let's get right. All right, let me share my screen. Oh, you want the tabloids, Diana? Okay. Let me look up Inquirer.com and I can tell you about Prince Henry and Meghan Markle. Maybe that's what everybody want to hear. What the hell is going? What's that about? There you go, Manathi. We're gonna hear that truth for all praises. All right. So here we go. Episode number 7. We're gonna get busy. Let's hide this real quick. All right. So as we see here, somebody's going the wrong way. Uh-oh. What's that mean for the world? What's that mean for the narrative that they keep pushing out here with this C-19 situation? As we know, and I've said before, it's going nowhere. They're going to continually, give this little light at the end of the tunnel narrative, as though, once you get poked up, once you get jabbed up, and of course they got to put a Negro, on here, Front Street, rolling up his sleeve, and an older brother at that, taking the risk to be the poster child to try to get you Negroes out here and Latinos jabbed up. One of my coworkers, she told me she got her took her mother to go get the jab, and I just checked up on her earlier. What was it? I want to say it was Friday. I think she got jabbed up maybe like a week prior to that. So I'm like, "How's your mom doing?" She said, "Oh, she's doing cool, but not my sister. My sister's jacked up. My sister's all sick, like she got the damn C-19." And I'm like, "Oh, really? Surprise there?" Because I've been telling her, don't get it. Because she's worried about trying to go on some trip to Hawaii. And she's like, "I got to get it." I said, "There ain't no law that you got to get jabbed up before you travel yet. What are you worried about?" But she's going to see by her sister's example, her sister got sick as hell after getting jabbed up. But here we go. Chicago headed the wrong way. That's in quotes. As younger adults drive uptick in C-19 cases, health commissioner is warning. Chicago. Now, that mayor, she's already committed herself and has openly said that she's with the New World Order. She's on record saying that weird looking lady, sodomite, she's out here pushing the narrative that we're going the wrong way. Lockdowns may be coming again for Chicago. Shout out to my Chi-Town people. But this is what they're talking about. Going in the wrong direction. Chicago Public Health Commissioner Dr. Allison Arwady warned the city, particularly its young adults, on Tuesday that coronavirus metrics were once again creeping into the danger zone. That resembled a previous second surge during last October. Well, isn't that the time that they had a second lockdown again? Or October, November? When they was talking about, it's because of Thanksgiving, people coming in homes. I mean, it's getting ridiculous. I just heard a commercial that the CDC had on the radio, and they got some more narration talking about how, we're glad that everybody's getting the jab and that the numbers are going the other way, but we're not out to clear. We can't be safe. Some of these states are reducing the restrictions and locking down, and that is not wise. And when it's my turn, I'm going to get the jab. And even if you got it, don't go to your family's homes. Make sure you still got your mask. Make sure you're still abiding by all of the restrictions. It's like, well, what's the point then? As they keep trying to tell you, heaven awaits if you get the jab. If you don't get it, then guess what? You're going to be in hell, locked down with everybody else. So Chicago's on notice. She echoed Mayor Lori Lightfoot. There she go, Lori Lightfoot, that weird-looking woman. I know y'all saying, IQ, that's messed up. Well, look at her. You tell me I'm tripping. And mind you, she's in an abominable lifestyle. So no respect to persons there, no sympathy. Okay, she's over there locking down everybody, pledging her allegiance to Esau and the New World Order. Give me a break. The woman's wicked as hell. Monday's remarks that caution the city will lose its recent gains under its reopening plan if younger adults do not remain diligent, quote, in masking and social distancing. So now, if the young folks don't get on board, you already got the old folks scared and panicking and running to go get jabbed up. Now, if the young ones, if y'all don't fall in line, guess what? You're going to get caught slipping. C-19 is still here, folks, Lightfoot said during a Monday news conference. Remember when she went and got her hair done with no mask? She wasn't following the restrictions, but she going to tell you what to look out for? And she said, I'm in the public eye. I have to look good. And that's impossible. Looking at that woman's face. Negative. It is still real. It is still deadly, and unfortunately, it's still sending people to the hospital every single day. We will step back and have to close back down if we are not diligent. There go the threat. Shalom, Abraham. Shout out to my brothers down there in Texas, man, KOI. So we're seeing here, we will step back and have to close back down if we are not diligent. The threat is there. It's real. There they go. All right. Shalom, Kawadah. Now, look at this here as we're moving on. It says Astrazeneca is accused of cherry-picking vaccine study data. Uh-oh. See, when I'm talking about it and other people are talking about maybe something fishy's going on, something ain't right. When I said a year ago almost that, oh, they're cooking the books. They're not putting out accurate information. So now Astrazeneca then got busted falsifying data in order to get that money so that they can streamline to the front and have their vaccine be used against everybody. Washington AP, AstraZeneca may have included outdated information. Oh, really? Tell me something I don't know. That you've given up false information in order to fool the public and say, ours is safe and effective. 95%, 98%. Come get ours. As Hank Aaron is dropping dead. Marvin Hagler dropping dead. The numbers is damn near in the 3,000 on the VAERS report now about all of the adverse effects and people dying from the jab. Okay. Outdated information and including the effectiveness of a C-19 vaccine in a U.S. study, federal health officials said Tuesday, in an unusual public rift that could further erode confidence in the shot. Uh-oh. See, there's nothing that's going to be done in the dark. It's not going to come to the light. All praise to the Most High while you're outside. See, Esau's being exposed as being a liar and a damn devil. And when we say it, oh, we're being racist and we hate, and that doesn't exist in the Bible. God loves everybody. But when you call somebody out for being a liar, that's a devil, a deceiver. Now, here they are getting busted again, looking at trying to get those contracts, those multi-billion-dollar contracts. And they said, well, guess what? We'll just lie and use outdated information about how effective our vaccine is. In response, AstraZeneca said that it is working on a more up-to-date information and that the more recent findings are consistent with its initial announcement that the vaccine offers strong protection. It promised an update within 48 hours. In an extraordinary rebuke just hours after AstraZeneca on Monday announced its vaccine worked well in a U.S. study, an independent panel that oversees the study scolded the company of cherry-picking data, according to a senior administration official. See, they pick and choose what they wanted to put in there, frame this whole little proposal and say, look, this is what we got. When the information wasn't even accurate. Now you see why over there in Europe, they're all banning it. They're all saying, no, we're slowing that down. We covered that on the last episode. Okay. Now, it says, the panel wrote to AstraZeneca and U.S. health leaders that it was concerned the company chose to use data that was outdated and potentially misleading instead of the most recent and complete findings, according to the administration official who discussed the contents on the condition of anonymity given the sensitivity of the matter. Oh, isn't that nice that he can speak anonymously about the lie? So how do you folks feel that ran out there and got your AstraZeneca shot? As I told you, it's actually not as good as we said it was going to be. It's not as effective as it's going to be. Then you wonder why people's skin is falling off. The rashes is all breakouts, the nausea, the vomiting, the passing out, the body aches. Then you wonder why all of this is going down. And then you say, well, we have to be safe. I'm trying to protect everybody else. Really? And Esau continued lies. The letter goes on to say decisions like this are what erode public trust in the scientific process. Yeah, guess what? You dang right it would erode public trust in the scientific process because it can be trusted. Esau's continually lying about what he's doing, what he's found, and how he's creating all of these particular, remedies. You had to know he was lying when he fast-tracked it and had it ready within less than a year. When clinical trials take anywhere from 5 to 10 years. Come on now. Oh, absolutely, Manathi. They say 90 to 100% for children. Absolutely, they lying. And they want to get it. They want to start jabbing them up from 6 months up. 6 months up, they're ready to start getting at the kids. After they went on public record and said the kids ain't really at risk. See? How many times has the narrative changed? When it first started off, oh, old people, you guys are in danger. Then it went down to like people that was like 20 to 21 to 48 or something like that. Then they went back and said, okay, teenagers. Now they saying kids. Even in the midst of that, they were saying blacks and Hispanics were the most highest susceptible to getting it. So they keep on changing it to just make it all inclusive for everybody. Meanwhile, they're lying about how effective the so-called remedy is, the silver bullet, as they're telling you, even though you got it, you still can't do nothing. You still got to live the same way as everybody else who ain't got it. Does that make sense? You still feel safe? Uh-oh. Woman injected with empty syringe instead of this. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Somebody's lying. Woman injected with empty syringe instead of C19 shot at a Norfolk CVS. See, remember when they were showing all of those videos about people getting fake shots? Let it be known that within the supply cases, they messed up and put some of the fake ones in. What did she get injected with? It couldn't have been air, because from what I heard, and I'm not a medical expert, but if you shoot air from a syringe into the body, you could bust blood vessels and jack yourself up and possibly die. So there was something in that syringe. What was it? Who knows? Woman injected with an empty syringe instead of C19 shot at Norfolk CVS. A company spokesperson said a patient was inadvertently injected with the empty syringe. Oh, well, they say it's empty. So maybe you can shoot air into your arm. I don't know. She was asked to return to the store to get an actual shot. They told her, whoops, sorry, come on back and get the real one. Would you go back? We're already talking about an experimental infusion. It's not a real vaccine because it's not treating anything. But nonetheless, they tell her to come back and get the real one. You know what that dumb broad did? She went back and then did a whole commercial with the news about how she just wants to be safe and protect her family and thinking it's her civil duty and, you know, mistakes happen. What? Not me. On Thursday, CVS Pharmacy in Norfolk admitted to administering an empty shot to a woman instead of a C19 vaccine dose. Imagine that. I got it at 10:30 on Wednesday, and I thought everything was great. I left, and I got a call later that day from the pharmacy telling me that I got a blank shot, that I received a blank vaccine, said Catherine Whitbeck. Whitbeck said getting the COVID C19 vaccine means protecting herself, her family, and others around her. Isn't that nice? It's removing myself as a link in the chain of transmission. And it's important I don't contribute to someone who's vulnerable, getting ill, and possibly dying, said Whitbeck. A corporate sports spokesperson confirmed Thursday that a pharmacy on North Military Highway injected an empty syringe, that's in quotes, instead of the actual vaccine to a woman on Wednesday. Really? And then we see when the empty ones are actually, you know, being used as props. When you see in these city officials and doctors and all of that getting shots, and you see the fake syringe, you know, getting injected to people. And now, oops, you let one out and the woman got it. The devil. Hard at work. Moving on. Oh, I thought we was getting better. No. Lockdowns return or are extended as a third wave of COVID sweeps Europe. See, they got Europe locked down, man. Europe is completely, in submission. You know, again, these are the countries, you know, that don't have, that are restricted with civil liberties and civil rights, can't arm themselves, you know, can't speak out in certain manners. All they can do is go out and protest, riot a little bit, and wild out. You know, but at the end of the day, once they start locking things down, it's over with. Plans to ease restrictions have been rolled back in several countries owing to new variants taking hold. Several European countries are extended or reintroducing lockdown measures as a third wave of pandemic sweeps. The continent fueled by more contagious new variants of the virus, such as the B117 mutation first detected in the UK. Critics say the further restrictions have come too late, with the politicians eager to start easing measures for pandemic-weary populations after a second series of lockdowns late last year, leading to a surge in infections and health services stretched to the breaking point. The variant first found in Britain is spreading significantly in at least 27 European countries and is now dominant in Denmark, Italy, Ireland, Germany, France, the Netherlands, Spain, Portugal, according to the WHO. Now, this is the same. A lot of these are the same places who said they're restricting the jabs. So what's really going on? Con, you're right. There's a lot of Kool-Aid drinkers out there, man, and it must be spiked with heroin and crack because, you know, these people is addicted to it, man. They won't leave it alone. You can't tell them, look, that's poison, don't drink it. And they like, look, it's so sweet. This is what's happening. All right, moving on. But look at, you thought it was going away? They keep promising you that things will get back to normal once everybody gets jabbed up. Buy into the program. You know, John Legend says go out there and get the jab. That's what they planning on you Negroes to go follow after him, the Pied Piper, and Run DMC, and you know they was trying to threaten LeBron, saying you better get out there and tell him get the jab. Doing all of these little think tanks trying to get the entertainers to get out there, but they like no, we're not gonna do that. We can't roll with you on that one. But look what they're telling us. New vaccines will be needed globally within a year, says scientists. Oh, wow. So you're telling me Johnson & Johnson ain't got it right. Astrazeneca ain't got it right. Moderna ain't got it right. More are on the way. We haven't even got through this first wave. We haven't even got through the first wave. And they still are saying, get ready, because we're going to need some more come next year. Listen, they're going to continually jab it. Listen, the poison and the depopulation, all of that is going down. Survey experts in relevant fields concludes that new variants could arise in countries with low vaccine coverage. The planet could have a year or less before first-generation C-19 vaccines are ineffective and modified formulations are needed. So they're already letting you know right now. The jabs that you get now, your first and your second round, are ineffective. Did I read that right? Are y'all reading the same thing I said? Generate vaccine ineffective. I mean, come on. The devil's in the details. Moving on. According to a survey of epidemiologists, virologists, and infectious disease specialists, scientists have long stressed that a global vaccination effort is needed to satisfactorily neutralize the threat of C-19. Global vaccination. Everybody gets it. Everybody gets a jab. And if you don't comply, guess what? You're going to be on the outside looking in. Possibly in some little camp or some little detention center. Some quarantine. For the rebels who don't want to comply. The ones who want to get everybody else infected. My thinking is this. Look, if you got the mask on, you got the gloves on, you got jabbed up, you're safe. What are you worried about me for? Why are you worried about me? Unless what you got is ineffective. Moving on. This is due to the threat of variations of the virus, some more transmissible, deadly, and less susceptible to vaccines that are emerging and percolated. They're already telling you. This is just phase one. You know, Bill Gates said, this is just the beginning. He said the next one will get everybody's attention as he grinned with that devilish laugh. The grim forecast of a year or less comes from 2/3 of respondents, according to the People's Vaccine Alliance, a coalition of organizations, including Amnesty International, Oxfam, and UNAIDS, who carried out the survey of 77 scientists from 28 countries. Nearly 1/3 of the respondents indicated that the time frame was likely 9 months or less. So guess what? Another 9 months or so, they're going to roll out and say, everybody that was compliant, that got your first and second jabs, line up again, because you're going to need another one and another one until you completely medicated. Who knows what they're giving you? As we already know, you know, I'm not going to go on the whole rant about the mRNA, the DNA, you know, the nanotech, nanobites, all in the body. No, I'm not gonna go there because they'll mess around and shut this down, and Facebook say this is fake news. YouTube, they're already, messing with me, but it's all good. All right, moving on. Okay, this could be dangerous. You met Uncle Joe, Glass Joe. Could be dangerous. Biden working on vaccine passport scheme. When you hear a word like that, right? Scheme. Do you associate that with righteousness, or you associate that with some criminal activity? Fraud. You hear that type of, what type of scheme is this? You always hear about this. A word like that being used indicates, man, there's some sort of corruption. Some folly is going on in that. Biden working on the vaccine passport scheme to reopen U.S. You're not going to be able to reopen until you comply. As critics branded un-American for invading citizens' privacy. Now, this article I got last week, right? But they just recently came out and, what's his name? Fauci came out and said, "Oh, Biden's not gonna have vaccine passports for it's not gonna be mandatory." However, it says it's not gonna be mandatory for those who've already got it. But that's okay. Don't worry about that. We'll get to that in a minute. Joe Biden's administration is reportedly developing a vaccine passport that will allow Americans to return to pre-pandemic activities. But critics have slammed the initiative in partnership with private firms as un-American over privacy concerns. You think? Yeah, absolutely. Biden views the so-called vaccine passport as a key to meeting the administration's goal of emerging from the lockdown and returning to normal this summer. Yeah, right. It is thought they will be available for free on people's smartphones. Isn't that nice? As we've always, me personally, and the other elders and brothers, that we always taught, that the mark of the beast is coming through technology. You're gonna get it. It's already in effect. RFID is already locked in on your smartphones. The chip. I don't know if y'all remember when this whole thing first broke out. They already put the contact tracing notification on our phones. Remember about 9-10 months ago, maybe almost 11 months ago. All the networks was going down. T-Mobile, Verizon, they all went down for a few hours. And then next thing you know, there's information circulating around saying, go to your settings and check this out. And next thing you know, you got some notification on your phone talking about the C-19 alerts and who you're around and all this other stuff. And you had to deactivate it. Remember that? If you don't check your phone, go on your settings, then you go to, I think it's Google, the Google settings on there, and then it should open up your settings. And it's going to show you that they got a C-19 activation already on there. How do they get that done? You wonder why, and if the privacy in your phones is already connected. I mean, we already know. You get all the apps, everything they say, well, we need permission, to give you access to this, that, and the third. We need to know your contact list, your videos, your audio. We need everything. And because we want that app, we say, okay, give me that, right? But here's the deal. When you get those Amber Alerts and you get those things on your phone, that already lets you know they already got the damn phones jacked in to the system, right? That's why they're saying it's for free on people's smartphones. Vaccinated Americans will be able to flash a scannable code. All I need to do is my right hand by itself. Oh, maybe. Oh, I don't know. Those who do not have smartphones could print out a code on a piece of paper, according to the Washington Post. Well, who doesn't have phones at this point? I mean, Obama already went full-fledged for 8 years giving out free jacked up phones. I mean, he had to mobilize, the derelicts on the corners begging people to get phones. Everybody that low income, doesn't matter, you're on the county, this, that, and the third, everybody's saying, come get a phone, come get a phone. They was in 99-cent stores, still are, signing people up to get these phones. Man, they try to make sure everybody has it and available to them. I see homeless people with damn cell phones, so give me a break. Those who do not have smartphones can print it out on a piece of paper, according to the Washington Post. New York State officials have launched a digital Excelsior Pass, which is similar to a mobile airline boarding pass and uses a secure QR code. It will be accepted at major entertainment venues like Madison Square Garden and Albany's Time Union Center. So, for Black and Hispanics that want to get out there and want to quote unquote return to normal, and you want to go to your favorite artist's concert, you want to get back into the games and all of that. Now you're seeing they starting to let people in to the sporting events, but eventually they're just going to say, you know what? Listen, for everybody to be able to get back, we need to have these passports put into effect. But check how it goes down. It's a brother that's he's in Dubai, and one of the brothers in Jamaica has sent this to me. But this is where it's going. Let me know if y'all can hear this. Give me like a 7 or something in the chat if y'all can hear this. If the audio is not on, let me know.
So yeah, this is the application. You can see here, got my name and my Saudi ID number. I mean, every country has their but their applications in South Africa and other places started with this just to update. So yeah, this is the application. You can see here. Now this is to control where we go. We can't go anywhere. Everything that you can see here shows on the green space now we have application. But click on it. There's the different health conditions. Arrived from abroad. I was in blue when I came from South Africa. I had to quarantine itself. I was in quarantine for 7 days. Now I'm in the green zone, no record of infection. Okay, but that's not the top. The top is the dark green, saying immune, which means you have taken both doses of the vaccine. So now you have to show this. When you walk into the shop, you have to show this. They can even scan the QR code to see if it's true or not, if it's you or it's somebody else.
So you see what I said. He's got a complete record that he's immune. They got it color coded. There's no record of infection. He can't go into stores. He can't go anywhere until he pulls out his phone, shows his scan code, show his RFID identification. This is in Dubai in the Middle East. He's from South Africa. He's living over there. In all his daily travel, he said he can't even walk out the house without having this scan.
So they're already pushing for people to get up to the dark green. They're giving stores big money to give discounts to people for those who have the vaccine. I get emails at work. I get SMS every single day to book an appointment for the vaccine. They're talking about traveling rumors and airlines and that are going to start allowing only people with the vaccine to travel. So it's pushing, it's coming. But basically, I can't go anywhere without my phone now. And I can't go anywhere without internet connection. Because I won't be allowed to buy. I won't be allowed to sell. I won't be allowed to interact with people in any place of business or any shop or any. If I want to visit one of my friends in another compound or something, I can't go because they're going to ask for this app. And just the phone itself is not enough. I need to have an internet connection also because this needs to be connected to the internet and my location needs to be on. There's some O's that got into trouble and they got arrested because they had a gathering at the one O's house where there were over 20 people. Nobody needs to report or anything. The application shows how many people are all together at the same time. So this is what it is.
You see that? Is that the app already tells you how many people are gathered in a particular place. People got arrested because they had more than 20 people gathering together in one particular place. So they're gonna have limitations. How many people can be in a certain place? They already got the trackers in the phone. Once you get the app downloaded, once you comply, they're gonna be watching and locking in on every damn thing that you do. And you will not be able to buy or sell, like he said. It becomes a way of life. He said, and he has to have an internet connection at all times. See, that's when they start stopping you, saying, why is your phone off? We don't have you locked into the grid. See, you can't turn off data. They want to make sure they're watching and tracking every damn thing.
I left 2 months ago, came back, and this is how we're operating now. Not just for me, for my wife also. And if I go to, you can see here, health passport. Basically, your phone is now your passport with this application. Health condition card, that's where all my family members are. COVID-19 test, my records of tests and all of that. Gathering place code, you can see that every place has like a QR code that they want you to scan so that you can say that you were here. And the phone, they can have evidence in the phone that scan that QR code. This is how we operate. I can't just get up, walk out my house and just go where I would like to go. No, I can't. Those days are over here. So this is where we're moving, bro. Slowly, the building blocks are being built. I just wanted to share that. Right. I should just came off now.
Those days are over, as he said. Imagine that. This is where we at, y'all. This is where we at. Let's move on. I said it last week. They move fast. Because if you notice, you start seeing the uptick. What the hell is that? My bad, y'all. As you notice, you see the uptick. And now all of a sudden, the mass shootings and the violence is kicking back up again. Always during the time of during the Democratic reign, they always are trying to get to the guns, right? I said it last week after old boy, or the last episode, I should say, when old boy shot up the grocery store in Colorado. I said, oh, next thing they coming for is the guns. Next day, they move fast. Biden already put out the presser. White House says it's considering executive actions on stricter gun measures. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said Tuesday the White House is considering taking executive actions actions on gun safety measures and to address violence in communities. We are certainly considering a range of levers, including working through legislation, including executive actions to address, obviously, not just gun safety measures, but violence in communities. So that has been under discussion and will continue to be under discussion, Psaki told reporters aboard Air Force One. Early on Tuesday, Biden pressed the Senate to take you see when they use words like that, in the hood, that's slang for letting it be known like somebody's threatening you. When you get pressed, at least on the West Coast, that's how we say. Somebody pressed you. That Biden was intimidating the Senate and telling them, listen, if you are listening to this, I am demanding that you guys take action. See, and right after that, now the NOI, they about to catch that heat for that brother that killed that one cop and injured the other one that, drove into the state capitol. So now here comes another, Looney Tune. Even though he had a knife, they're still going to say, well, we still need to have more protections. Has the military left D.C. yet? Or are we still under military occupation? You tell me, because I haven't seen nothing that said they're gone. This is only more reason that they're going to be staying. More military, oppression is going to be locked down here. Early on Tuesday, Biden pressed the Senate to take up gun legislation that the House has passed in the wake of a mass shooting in Boulder, Colorado, that 10 people at the grocery store. Okay. Biden urged the Senate to immediately pass House bills on gun reform. Quote, I don't need to wait another minute, let alone an hour, to take common sense steps that will save lives in the future, he said in remarks from the White House. He listed a ban on assault weapons. Isn't that always the case? Assault weapons. I don't see all of the deaths and the murders that's happening in the Black and Hispanic community. It ain't assault weapons constantly being used. These cats is using whatever they can get their hands on. Revolvers, pistols, whatever they can get their hands on, they're utilizing it. If they got access to assault weapons, it's cool. But that's what they want, assault weapons and high-capacity magazines, as well as strengthening the background check system by closing loopholes as areas he would like to see Congress act on. Quote, the Senate should immediately pass. Let me say it again. Here comes a threat. The United States Senate, I hope some are listening, should immediately pass the 2 House-passed bills that close loopholes in the background check system. These are bills that receive votes with both Republicans and Democrats in the House. This is not and should not be a partisan issue. He says it's not up for discussion. This shouldn't even be debated. This is an American issue. It will save lives, American lives. We have to act. Well, excuse me. Didn't you just bomb Iran last month? I mean, what the hell is he talking about? As he fallen upstairs and, fumbling and mumbling during his State of the Union address that took him 2-3 months damn near to address the people, longer than any other president ever. I mean, come on. Glass Joe's a joke. I know some of y'all heard this. Illinois City, first in U.S. to offer Black residents reparations. Yeah, all right. Should we be happy? Should we be happy that all of a sudden reparations is part of the conversation? Well, hold on. Oldie but goodie, Ecclesiastes, chapter 7. And we're going to read verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. See, surely oppression will make anybody go crazy, let alone highly upset. And it says, and a gift destroys the heart. So anytime you get a little trinket in your face, a little carrot on the string, right? You got to start questioning. You think that all of a sudden, you're getting these, I should say we're getting these stimuluses, and all of a sudden reparations. You think that's because the so-called white man loves you? Check this out. Evanston, Illinois is using tax money from the sale of recreational marijuana. See, you see the trick? You see, you Negroes and Latinos are so strung out on weed, you don't even know you paying for your own damn reparations. Using tax money from the sale of recreational marijuana, the Chicago suburb of Evanston has become the first city to make reparations available to its Black residents for discrimination and the lingering effects of slavery. Isn't that nice? I know this poor sister thinks she's doing the right thing. She thinks she's helping her people. But guess what? You just got through seeing where the money's coming from. Well, yeah, it's a gang of, heathens that's strung out on weed too. They're going to be paying. But you Negroes and Hispanics is just as strung out as them, and you're going to be paying for your own damn reparations through your tax dollars that you're going out buying your daily fixes on. The city council on Monday voted 8-1 to begin making good on its pledge to distribute $10 million over the next 10 years. Wow. With the distribution of $400,000 to, quote, eligible Black households. See, everybody ain't getting it. You have to be eligible. So that's $1 million per year for 10 years. Sounds good, huh? Oh, well, let's read on. Each qualifying household would receive $25,000 for home repairs, down payments on property, and interest or late payments on the property in the city. Oh, interest or late payments on property in the city. So now that we've gone through almost a whole year of your mortgages being deferred, interest, late payments on your property taxes, all this other stuff, because of the C-19. Now you get a little change in your pocket. You got to pay that back to the city anyway because you've been locked down and couldn't pay. Oh, is that how that works? Okay. Qualifying residents must either have lived in, now check this out. How do you get it? You have to have lived in or been a direct descendant of a black person who lived in Evanston between 1919 to 1969. So now you got to prove that you've lived in Evanston between 1919 and 1969, or you got a relative or you've been a descendant of somebody. So you got to prove that first. Or that person's direct descendant who suffered discrimination in housing because of city ordinances. So then you got to prove that even if you can't say, yeah, well, you know, great grandma or Auntie May or whoever, yeah, she's a resident of Evanston, and you know she lived in here in 1948. They said, okay, well that's cool, but can you prove she was discriminated against in housing because of city ordinances? Oh, you can't. Oh, you don't qualify. Policies or practices. Also, residents are also experienced. Residents who also experienced discrimination due to the city's policies and practices after 1969 can qualify. So then they said, well, okay, well, if they can't do that, well, if you lived in a city after 1969, you can qualify, but you have to prove that you experienced discrimination due to the city's policies and practices. So now you got to go down this damn wormhole of trying to prove all of this stuff before you can get a hold of that money. And guess what? Evanston is 16% black. That's about 12,000 people in that city, all going to be fighting for that money. Dog eat dog world, see that? 16% of that city is black. About 12,000 people is all going to be scrapping and fighting, trying to get that money. And they telling you jump through hoops to prove that you can get it. Gift to store at the heart. Oops, going the wrong way. Oh, I can see you. I can see my people right now, man, drooling and licking your lips, rubbing your hands together. Fourth stimulus check. That's right. Fourth stimmy is on the way. Over 60 lawmakers now support further direct payments to Americans. That's what you call a UBI, Universal Basic Income. That's what they're trying to do. And you say, well, what's that, IQ? How does that work out? That's when you're completely dependent on the government of Esau to take care of all of your needs and your wants. And you will do everything that he tells you to do because now you are a ward of the state, ward of the government. You know how like foster children are? Yeah, that's what you will be. I will be if you submit. And he said, well, does that work? Them just giving us money every month? Well, go ask the people down in Venezuela. Ask them if that worked out for them. Go ask Zimbabwe. Go ask Germany. How'd that work out? As they're still picking up the pieces, and Venezuela is still collapsing crust. I covered a story in the last episode where a damn wicked ass Negro killed his daughter. I want to say his daughter. I could be misquoted, but his brother-in-law, his girlfriend, the baby. I mean, he killed like 3-4 people because he wanted his piece of the stimulus that his baby mama had. So now you want it. You want that now? You see, they're gonna be having us fighting tooth and nail to get this little money. $1,400, man. That money's already gone. Negro already spent that on your going down to spring break. Yeah, the Negro has spent running down the spring break and spent up your little stimmy on that. The next strains of weed, the drink, strip club. You know that's where the money went. Them red bottoms. I don't even know if that's enough. But that's where the money's going. Y'all ain't, what are you talking about? Some of y'all invested in PS5s. I'm not even gonna talk about Lil Nas X. Some of y'all have already bought his shoes. They said the shoes that he was supposed to sell, the Devil's Blood and the Satanic shoe. I'm not even gonna talk about it. Y'all should already know that that's wicked. That's not that. I mean, I couldn't even bear to watch the damn video. Brothers had to show me like, nah, you gotta see it. You gotta, and I still ain't watched the whole thing. But listen, if you don't know that the USA is under Satan's authority, USA under Satan's authority, this is the place. We're in it, okay? As they got this little feminine fag, Jake, being a poster child for the Scrabble game. You know, this is where it's going. But here we go. Got sidetracked thinking about that foolishness. Many Americans have been wondering whether there will be a fourth round of stimulus checks as the federal government continues to distribute the $1,400 provided in President Joe Biden's American Rescue Plan. So far, 64 congressional lawmakers have pushed for recurring direct payments until the pandemic ends. In January, 2 months before Biden signed the last stimulus package into law, 53 House Democrats pressed Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris for recurring stimulus checks in letter, where they insisted that one more check is not enough, right? So how does that work out? Taxes are going to go up. Inflation is going to go up. People's going to, because you're basically printing up monopoly money, which devalues the actual cost of the reserve currency, which is the dollar. You see how gas is going up. If you notice how, your food prices is going up and changing, well, thanks to the stimulus, guess what? And among other things. So as we see all of these things continually getting ratcheted up, and we're thinking, oh, we're getting these nice little gifts, it comes with a price. Nothing is free. Always remember that, especially dealing with Esau. Oakland launches a guaranteed pay plan for low-income people. So now it's already getting pushed into effect. Oakland. The mayor of Oakland, California on Tuesday announced a privately funded program. Privately funded. Who's giving them this money? Who's giving them this money? That's interesting. A privately funded program that will give low-income families of color $500 per month with no rules on how they can spend it. You see, the money just coming out of nowhere, falling from trees, landing in the hands of Black and Hispanics. And you don't think that something's going on behind that? With no rules. So you know what you know where that's going. It's going to the weed shop. It's going to the liquor stores. It's going to the Amazon. It's going to Walmart. That's where all of this is going. The program is the latest experiment with the guaranteed income, an idea that giving poor people a set amount of money each month helps ease the stresses of poverty that often lead to poor health while hindering their ability to find full-time work. The idea isn't new, but it's having a revival across the U.S. after some mayors launched small temporary programs across the country in a coordinated campaign to convince Congress to adopt a national guaranteed income program. So, as we see, the universal basic income is where it's all going. They want everybody confined, not working. They're already collapsing. All of the little middle class restaurants, bars. There is no coming back for a lot of these places. Small businesses. When things was getting shut down for clothing designers and stuff like that, they couldn't open up for months on end. Got behind in rent, couldn't open back up. I mean, I've been driving around in the city. I'm seeing all kind of, boarded up places for lease signs. Spots that I thought were still there and ain't there no more, So now what do? They end up corralling everybody and saying, well, guess what? Mask up, glove up, stay in the house, and we'll pay you. Everybody got fat, over the quarantine time, couldn't hit the gym, couldn't get out. So they're just saying, don't worry about it. Sit back and we'll take care of you. But nothing is free. Always know that. Nothing is free. But check this out, though. Texas COVID numbers are falling for the 17th consecutive day following Governor Abbott's 100% reopening of the state and lifting of the mask mandate. Remember that? Texas, they out there moving. And the numbers are falling. What happened? I thought this was a third wave, everything shock and awe. Everything's about to go, they're being unwise down there. That's foolish. They're jumping the gun. They shouldn't do that. As we're seeing, the numbers are falling, actually. Really? Anybody seen the flu lately? Have you seen it? Where's the flu at? Is he still around? No? Oh. It's kind of reminiscent of that. When you get the flu season, September to February, March, starts disappearing. Interesting how that works. So, Texas, shout out to them. They doing their thing. Texas COVID numbers fall for the 17th consecutive day following Governor Abbott's 100% reopening of the state and lifting of the mask mandate, a move that Biden infamously called Neanderthal thinking. I can't tell. They're moving with success. Unless he's saying, look, you're not moving according to plan, Governor Abbott. You still got to impose fear. You still got to impose a lie. We're not done fooling and tricking the people. Yeah, I got my 100 million jabs out before the time. He said he's going to do it within the first 100 days. He's already completed that. It ain't been 100 days yet. He said, look, at least let me get another 200 million jabbed up. Yeah, as bodies is dropping. All the adverse reactions is still happening. The allergic reaction, everything else. And they just keep suppressing that, saying nothing's wrong. That's a rarity. It's not really happening. Texas COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations continue to drop 17 days after it scrapped its mask mandate and allowed businesses to reopen at full capacity. They're telling you again, even once you get your first and second round of the jab, that you still have to wear your mask. You still have to, social distance and all of that. And Texas is like, well, let's experiment. Let's find out. Take the mask off. Open up. Let's see. Oh, the numbers is dropping. So even the dummies that went and got the jab, they running around like, I still got to wear the mask. They taking the mask off saying, well, what happened? Did I really need this? Apparently not. On Saturday, 7-day positivity rate reached an all-time low of 5.2%. The state reported 2,292 new cases, about 500 fewer on average from last week. Hospitalizations, meanwhile, dipped to 3,308, its lowest since October. Comes after Republican Governor Greg Abbott drew harsh criticism for brushing off warnings to not relax C-19 restrictions earlier this month. President Joe Biden at the time slammed the move as Neanderthal thinking and warned it would be a big mistake. Another threat. Joe Biden loves threatening. Glass Joe loves threatening. He can't even walk up some stairs and he can't even say a full sentence without, drawing a blank. But he loves threatening people. Interesting how that works. Hey, shalom, brother Will. What's up, Mike? Yeah, no. This is what we're seeing. The truth, is always going to be revealed. That's why Yahweh said, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." Well, you can't identify a truth unless lies has already been told. See how that works? They work hand in hand. A lie has to be identified first, and then the truth has to expose that lie. So we're seeing some lying going on, and somebody is deceiving the public. You know who it is. Let's move on. Tired nation. Just 8% of Americans feel fully rested after a night of sleep. Really? And then you wonder why. You're seeing Monster, Red Bull, you name it, whatever the other names of these things are, jacked and throttle damn energy drinks. The people are completely overtaken. Let's read Daniel 7. Because it's saying Americans, right? But can you imagine those who've been here over 400 years in slavery and captivity, bondage to lies? How wore out are we? Verse 25 of Daniel chapter 7. And he shall speak great words against the Most High and wear out the saints of the Most High and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until the time and times and the dividing of time. So that's a whole nother story about times, dividing time equals up to 350 years. But nonetheless, we see here, it says that he will speak great words against the Most High and wear out the saints of the Most High. So if Americans is talking about their war out, imagine what the children of Israel is saying. Only 8% of Americans feel fully rested. That means 92% of the people are wore out. Wore out. That's why they keep pushing all of these energy drinks, all of these stimulants, everything trying to, because everybody's body is broke down. You see guys, man, I used to see these cats, man, working at construction sites, and I used to get gas at this gas station in the mornings, and I would see the guys go in there, man. They got 2 Monster energy drinks in one hand, and then got 2 or 3 beers in the other. They up here up and down. They jacked up on the Monster all damn day just to get through a day of work, and then they come down, they got to drink the damn beer. I mean, these dudes is completely destroying their systems, and that's going on all over the place, everywhere. It turns out you don't have to live in a city that never sleeps to be an American suffering from sleep deprivation. A new study reveals less than 1 in 10 people, 8%, actually feel fully rested after sleeping. A survey of 2,000 respondents finds that on average, Americans only get 5 hours of sleep every night. Hello, I'm there. More than 6 in 10 people cannot remember the last time they felt truly well rested. Just over 1 in 5, 22% say that they can never get enough sleep, and 79% are satisfied with the sleep. Americans who say they don't get enough sleep are likely to be more introverted and blame stress for keeping them awake at night. Yeah. See, they're also more particular about falling asleep only if they're in the right conditions, and even give up an hour of morning productivity if it means getting more sleep. So the people are wore out, and guess who's going to come in with the flying cake to tell you relax on my shoulders? The government, Esau, going to tell you don't worry about it. Come on in. Moving on. See, here goes the solution. Biden's betting on bigger government. The pandemic may be helping. You think so? Absolutely. That was the whole plan. That's why they said it's a plandemic. It's being utilized as a tool to bring in bigger government, more oppression, more suppression of rights and understanding, more lies, more division amongst people, all of that. The biggest expansion of the federal government is a generation is underway. A pandemic-inspired shift in resources and responsibilities that will challenge President Biden and the Democrats to demonstrate that they can make government work. Over the course of the pandemic, Congress has authorized an astonishing amount of spending. Biden recently passed his American Rescue Plan, a nearly $2 trillion package of aid and assistance designed to soften the blows of the C virus pandemic on individuals and stimulate an economy that suffered major blows as the pandemic took hold. See, that's why they want more government control. They get all these loans, all the businesses, big banks, and everybody else to get them all under the wings of the government. You owe me. Then they get all the people praising, saying, "Thank you, Lord Biden, for giving us this money. Give us more. We want more." And this is the utilization to where government now has become daddy. And it's being used because the C word has become the biggest threat known to mankind all of a sudden. But Texas, they down there living saying, what C word? Where's that at? We can't tell. See what happened with Venezuela? Venezuela, Maduro proposes paying for the C vaccines with oil. They can't even get him down there, man. He can't. They money is no good down there. He's saying, give us oil. We'll give you oil for the vaccines. Just send them to us. Venezuela is completely collapsed, man. That place down there is ridiculously gone. Unfortunately, our people down there, hardhead, stiff-necked, 10 tribe, are suffering. But it is what it is. They have to repent. Lord willing, the word will be able to get down there so they can learn and understand where they went wrong at. But until then, they're going to be continually catching hell. They're flooding over to Colombia, living over there. They trying to get over here. They trying to get the hell out of there. But it can't happen. They got I read articles, man. They got doctors eating out of trash cans, lawyers now prostituting themselves for money. It's bad down there. And now this effort to try to get on with the program is to now give up one of their most valuable resources. You know that Venezuela used to be one of the richest countries in the West? They were richer than China. They were richer than a whole lot of different countries. Back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, they had money. They was balling until they started making leagues and covenants with the IMF, International Monetary Fund, and Esau. And then once they didn't want to play the rules no more, Esau shut them down. Now they're being ruled by implant rulers, tyrants, that the so-called white man puts over there. And that's how it goes. Venezuela has the oil vessels and has the customers who will buy our oil, Maduro said in a state television address. We are ready and prepared for oil for vaccines, but we will not beg anyone. Yeah. See that? Now one of the most valuable resources, they're forced to give it up just to get on board. Death toll rises to 7 after devastating floods in Nashville. Nashville went through with some floods. They just had a flood in Indonesia. Over 100 people and counting are dead over there in Indonesia. So the Most High is still moving with, the disaster that's happening throughout the world. I know last week and, prior to that, and it's interesting why the Most High said that Israel is a world within ourselves in Isaiah 45:17. In our world, there's a lot of scandal going on regarding, different camps and how they kept the Passover, all that. I'm not even going to talk about that. I'm not going to feed the beast, of slander, rumor, discord, all that. That beast has eaten well enough, study to mind my own business, study to do thy own business, as the scriptures say. And, that matter, to my understanding, should be under counsel, and brothers have repented and did what they need to do. All praise to the Most High. What we need to do is be praying, for our people, praying for the shortcomings, praying for the ignorance, praying for the rebelliousness, that our people can actually get back on the right track and reinstill faith and honor within the nation. That's what we need to be praying on, instead of buying into, the rumor mill tabloid, activities that goes on social media. That's why I only log on, or I check my Facebook and all that like a couple times a week, unless somebody reaches out to me directly. Other than that, I gotta maintain my sanity than to be caught in the digital world of folly. All right, moving on. See, because at the end of the day, while people are continually concentrating on, those particular matters, which are important, don't get me wrong, I'm not brushing nothing along. Very important, but to my knowledge, it's being handled. So you don't need to hear from me, because the world is still spinning. The world is still happening. The Most High is still moving. So, let's pay attention to everything else. Moving on. Iran and China signed a 25-year cooperation agreement. What's that mean? Let me look in the scriptures. Second Ezra. We're gonna read the 15th chapter, and I'm gonna start at verse 45. It says, "And they that remain under her," speaking about Babylon, "do service unto them that have put her in fear." Verse 46, "And thou, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person." So now we're talking about Asia, right? Moab, China, representing Asia. This is who they are trying to prophesy or trying to say in the tabloids and in the news. Who's trying to take America's spot as a top nation? They're always saying the Chinese, they want to get. Okay, so now it's letting it be known that they are trying to be part of the glory that Babylon is receiving, America. Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her. Unto who? So now China is trying to be like Babylon, trying to be like America, and has decked thy daughters in whoredom. Okay, you read Revelation 17 and tell you about the great whore that rides on the dragon with 7 crowns and 10 horns. America's a great whore. Now China's trying to be the next whore, laying down with anybody. So as here they are partnering up with Iran, who is clearly an enemy of America. They're trying to create long-term strategic moves against Babylon, thinking that they're going to be moving into the next form of world domination. But the Most High said, "Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her." See, don't they say, America, all nations come flock to her, drinking of the wine of the wrath of her fornication? So here's China trying to spread their legs now. Daughters in the whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which they have desired to commit whoredoms with thee. See, thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore, saith the Most High, I will send plagues upon her, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, pestilence, to waste thy houses and destruction and death. China's going to be destroyed too. They're going to catch hell just as well. All right. Couple more and we're gonna wrap it up. CDC directors are warning of impending doom. Here they go again. Fear-mongering and putting it out there, acting as if, in quotes, impending doom is going to go down. Get ready. They're already telling you next year there's going to be more rounds of shots. Everything's going down. Center for Disease Control Prevention Director Rochelle Walensky went off script. Oh, really? At a briefing Monday and made an emotional plea to Americans not to let up on public health measures amid fears of a fourth wave. What they're saying, I'm going to reflect on the recurring feeling I have of impending doom. Impending doom. Walensky said, appearing to hold back tears. Give me a damn break. We do not have the luxury of inaction. For the health of our country, we must work together now to prevent a fourth surge. Driving the news, the White House coronavirus response team is seeking to confront the current dichotomy in the U.S. in which immense optimism from the speed of the vaccine rollout must be balanced with continued restraint and moving forward with normalcy. Imagine that. Here we go. So, folks, brothers and sisters, this is where we're at now, in the times that we're in, right? It's an important time that we have to continually stay vigilant with. I want to make sure that everybody's doing well. As a blessed week this week, most high willing, I'll be back again to have another episode in the very near future. But until then, I pray that the Most High watch over, bless, and keep everybody else. Hey, I missed you, Rata. Hey, Shalom, what's up, Bach? Hope you and the fam as well, man. I'm gonna holler at you. Who else is on here, man? Brother Joshua, Shalom, what's up, Bach? All right, bro. Other than that, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here, man. Remember, as always, don't shoot the messenger. Shalom.